Beyond the last county road, the Carter family lived inside an abandoned school bus.
Each storm crossed its broken windows, while 5 people shared one damp room without reliable heat. Sarah made every small meal stretch, so her children would never see how worried she was. Daniel wanted to work, but a crushed wrist had ended the only job he knew. The accident lasted seconds. Its consequences followed the Carter family through every day that came after. His employer denied compensation, leaving medical bills where food, rent, and hope should have been. Neighbors called them lazy from a distance, never asking what had actually taken everything away.
Emily, Noah, and Lily carried that judgment quietly, even when hunger followed them towards school.
Then Mega received a message about a family trapped between injury, poverty, and public blame. The Mega rebuild team reached the field and found 5 people still protecting one another. Their inspection revealed leaking steel, unsafe wiring, rotten flooring, and another winter the bus could not withstand. The records proved Daniel's injury and confirmed Sarah legally owned the land beneath their temporary home. Before preparation began, Hank Miller blocked the access road and claimed the property as his. County surveyors checked every marker. The land and legal access belonged to the Carter family. By sunrise, the road was open, the footprint was marked, and Mega was ready to build.
For months, the Carter family had survived without a safe home. 2 parents and 3 children kept almost everything they owned inside an aging school bus. Mega Rebuild arrived with one connected plan: build them a permanent house, then turn that same bus into a business capable of protecting their future. The first challenge was the land itself. Mega crews cut through tall grass, brush, roots, and abandoned debris, clearing the property in organized strips. As the ground opened up, survey teams marked the house footprint, while graders shaped a stable construction pad without disturbing the road, trees, fields, or surrounding countryside. Once the site was clear, the foundation footprint was measured again. Excavators cut the trenches in controlled passes, working from one corner to the next. Ground crews checked depth, width, alignment, and setbacks after every section, making sure the new home would sit exactly where the plan required. Carpenters moved into the excavation and built the foundation forms panel by panel. They aligned every edge, locked the corners, reinforced the runs, and preserved the porch and interior wall lines. Nothing advanced until the formwork matched the final footprint and could resist wet concrete. Reinforcement crews laid cover blocks, tied the footing cages, formed the grade beams, and positioned the slab steel. Vertical starter bars were checked for spacing and plumb. This hidden steel skeleton would connect the foundation to every future column, wall, and beam above it. Then the concrete pour began. Pumps fed the footings and slab in a planned sequence while workers guided hoses, vibrated the mix, protected the reinforcement, screed the surface, and finished the edges. By the end of the pour, the Carter home finally had a solid permanent base. With the slab cured, crews tied column cages, closed the forms, and assembled the beam system overhead. Concrete was placed member by member, vibrated, allowed to cure, and then carefully stripped. What remained was a clean structural frame strong enough to carry every wall, roof section, and interior space still to come. Bricklayers filled the concrete frame with exterior walls and room divisions. Each course rose around the door and window openings, turning the skeleton into a family home while preserving every planned room and passage. Above the new walls, steelworkers lifted the main roof trusses into place. They aligned each bearing point, bolted the connections, and added the valleys, ridges, porch sections, purlins, and diagonal bracing needed for the complex farmhouse roof. Carpenters followed with the lower roof support and a precise timber grid. Every batten created a controlled insulation cell, giving the foam solid backing and keeping the roof geometry consistent across the eaves, valleys, intersecting gables, and main ridges. Insulation teams filled those roof cells with closed cell foam, moving bay by bay so no cavity was missed. The material expanded against the backing, sealing the structure against heat, cold, air leakage, and moisture before the next roof layer began. After curing, workers cut the foam flush with the timber grid and removed every high spot. Upper sheathing panels were measured, lifted, aligned, pressed flat, and fixed in staggered rows, producing a smooth structural deck across every roof plane. Roofers swept the completed deck and rolled out the waterproof membrane from the lowest eaves upward. Every sheet was pulled tight, pressed flat, and fastened. Overlaps, valleys, ridges, roof intersections, and exposed edges were sealed before the team advanced to the next connected section. Dark shingles followed in straight staggered courses. Teams worked steadily from the eaves to the peaks, trimming both rake edges, flashing the roof intersections, sealing every valley, and finishing the ridge caps. The exposed structure became a complete weather-tight roof ready to protect the family below. Outside, plasterers prepared the brick and applied protective render in connected wall sections. They reinforced joints and corners, spread the base coat, screed it flat, filled low areas, and floated each surface until the rough masonry disappeared behind a durable shell. Stone masons began at the foundation line, porch columns, and key facade sections. They selected, cut, mortared, and pressed every piece into place, checking the corners and joints as the stonework wrapped the lower walls and gave the house a stronger visual foundation. The remaining joints were filled and tooled, the stone faces were washed clean, and every finished band was checked for level and alignment. By the time the crew stepped back, the structure carried the solid farmhouse character envisioned from the beginning. Carpenters installed the exterior wood cladding board by board, carefully cutting around windows, doors, gables, corners, and roof lines. Matching battens, fascia details, and trim tightened the design while every stone section and original opening remained exactly where planned. Painters protected the stone, cleaned and primed the new siding, then applied the warm white finish across each facade. Rollers and brushes followed the sprayers around corners, battens, eaves, and openings, leaving even coverage and crisp architectural lines. Window teams flashed every sill, lifted the black-framed units into place, shimmed them square, fastened the frames, and sealed each perimeter. The empty openings closed one by one without changing their original size, height, or position. The front door and remaining glass followed. Crews set the frames, adjusted the hinges, secured the hardware, sealed thresholds, finished the trim, and tested every opening until the house could close safely against wind and weather. Work shifted back to the grounds. Grading machines shaped the yard away from the foundation, while survey crews marked the driveway, parking areas, walkways, and landscape islands. Excavators cut the routes, skid steers refined the curves, and the circulation plan emerged directly from the soil. Crews formed the edges and built the road base from the bottom up. Heavy stone filled the prepared cuts, finer crushed aggregate followed, and machines spread each load evenly. Graders repeatedly corrected drainage, crossfall, and elevation, while rollers compacted every strip and overlapping passes before the next layer arrived. Hot asphalt completed the drive. Trucks fed the paver as it advanced through the curved route, hand crews refined the edges and joints, and rollers locked the surface into a dense finish. Clean parking lines and smooth transitions made the new entrance fully usable. Landscapers shaped the planting beds and brought in amended topsoil. Trees, shrubs, hydrangeas, flowers, and ornamental grasses were measured, spaced, and planted one at a time. Irrigation lines were connected, every root ball was watered, and dark mulch sealed each finished bed. Fresh sod rolled across the remaining bare ground in tight staggered strips. Workers trimmed every curve, pressed the seams together, filled small gaps, rolled the completed surface, and watered the new lawn. The construction site rapidly began to look like a real family yard. The final outdoor pieces came next: white fencing, secure gates, raised garden beds, and a small growing area. Posts were set, rails and pickets aligned, soil added, and the beds planted. These details created a protected place for the children and useful space for the whole family. Inside, the main living area still looked like an unfinished shell. Mega crews closed the ceiling, finished the walls, preserved the exposed timber beams, secured the electrical points, and prepared every surface around the windows, fireplace, kitchen, and wide sliding doors. Flooring teams covered the prepared base with warm wood planks, working row by row across the open room. At the same time, carpenters completed the fireplace surround, timber mantle, built-in shelving, lower cabinets, window trim, and clean baseboards throughout the space. The kitchen grew cabinet by cabinet. Installers leveled the white units, secured the tall pantry, fitted the counters, connected the farmhouse sink, and positioned the range, refrigerator, dishwasher, and ventilation. The backsplash and floating shelves completed the working wall. The island was anchored in the center and topped with a large work surface. Pendant lights were aligned above it, stools were spaced below, and the dining table and chairs were assembled beside the windows. Every major item was measured to protect clear movement through the room. Finally, the sectional, rugs, coffee table, accent chairs, artwork, books, plants, dishes, and family details were added one by one. The empty construction zone became a bright shared space where the Carters could cook, eat, rest, talk, and begin living normally again. The parents' bedroom began with rough walls, an unfinished floor, exposed ceiling work, empty openings, and loose electrical points. Crews closed and smoothed the surfaces, finished the dark beams, installed clean trim, and prepared the room for a warmer, quieter design. Rustic wood flooring advanced from the far wall in tight connected rows. Workers then installed the chandelier, curtain hardware, window treatments, and a practical closet system with shelves, drawers, hanging rails, and storage space for both parents. Workers carried in the upholstered bed, matching nightstands, lamps, dresser, footbench, reading chair, side table, and large rug. Each piece was assembled, leveled, and repositioned by inches until the room felt balanced, open, and easy to use. Artwork, layered bedding, pillows, plants, a round mirror, books, and soft throws completed the bedroom. After so much uncertainty, the Carter parents finally had a private space that felt peaceful, secure, comfortable, welcoming, and entirely their own. The children's bedroom had to serve 3 growing kids without feeling crowded. Crews finished the ceiling, recessed lights, walls, trim, and wood floor, then prepared the window wall, sleeping zone, shelving niches, storage areas, and electrical points for all the furniture that followed. 2 sturdy bunk bed systems were assembled along the side wall, creating safe sleeping positions and useful storage. Guardrails, ladders, reading lights, curtains, rugs, shelves, bedside storage, and a comfortable chair were added while the center walkway remained completely clear, open, and safe. A long shared study desk was built beneath the windows. Drawer units supported the worktop, rolling chairs were aligned below, and individual shelves and task lights created separate stations. Each child received a real place for homework, drawing, reading, and future plans. Books, bedding, pillows, baskets, artwork, school supplies, a laptop, desk accessories, and personal details were placed one item at a time. The finished room was organized, colorful, and practical, a space where all 3 children could sleep, study, read, play, store their belongings, and grow together. The bathroom was still bare, wired, plumbed, and completely unfinished. Crews closed the walls, refined the shower base, sealed the joints, and waterproofed every surface that would face daily moisture. White tile climbed the shower walls course by course as installers carefully aligned, spaced, cut, grouted, and cleaned every individual piece. Large gray floor tiles spread across the room from the far wall forward. Installers cut precise pieces around drains, plumbing points, corners, partitions, and the shower entrance, then grouted and cleaned the completed surface before any fixture entered. Plumbers and glaziers installed the shower glass, black controls, overhead shower, freestanding tub, floor-mounted filler, toilet, and double vanity. Each heavy fixture was carefully carried in, leveled, anchored, connected, sealed, pressure tested, cleaned, function tested, and fully checked before the next component arrived. Mirrors, sconces, storage cabinets, towels, baskets, plants, jars, artwork, and a narrow rug completed the room. What began as a maze of pipes and raw surfaces became a bright, organized bathroom designed for the demanding daily routine of a family of 5. Mega Rebuild reviewed the completed house from room to room, checking the doors, windows, lights, plumbing, appliances, finishes, and furniture. Every space now had a purpose: family time in the open living area, privacy for the parents, study space for the children, organized storage, and a durable bathroom for daily life. But one part of the Carter story was still parked outside. The aging school bus had once served as their bedroom, pantry, storage room, transportation, and last line of shelter when they had nowhere else to go. Mega Rebuild chose not to erase that difficult chapter. Instead, the team planned to transform the bus into Carter's Road Kitchen, a mobile food business that could create steady income, restore the family's independence, and protect the future their new home had finally made possible. The first bus task was a careful clean-out. Bedding, clothing, toys, food containers, water, boxes, bins, and personal supplies were sorted before removal. Useful belongings were carefully packed, labeled, organized, and saved for the Carters, while only damaged materials and actual waste were discarded. Next, crews unbolted the passenger seats one row at a time. Stubborn fasteners were loosened, each steel frame was supported, tilted into the aisle, placed on a low dolly, and guided through the narrow front entrance without damaging the bus shell. The windows were released from their seals and lifted into padded racks. Old ceiling panels, floor sheets, seat brackets, insulation, and worn interior layers were detached and carried out section by section, gradually exposing the complete steel structure underneath. With the bus stripped to its steel bones, workers inspected every rail and rib. Corroded sections were cut away, replacement steel was measured and welded into place, weak floor members were reinforced, and the roof framework was rebuilt for long-term commercial service. Outside, the faded yellow paint was stripped back to clean metal. Crews marked the future service openings, braced the body, removed selected panels, ground the edges, and welded reinforcement around every cut. The long serving window emerged cleanly without changing the bus's essential shape, proportions, or structural alignment. The repaired shell received corrosion treatment, epoxy primer, and its new cream and charcoal finish. Fresh panels, sharp two-tone lines, clean trim, and warm wood accents gave the former school bus a professional new identity. Roof ventilation, commercial exhaust, upgraded wheels, interior wall panels, stainless surfaces, and the serving counter were installed and tested. The empty reinforced shell became a safe, washable, efficient workspace ready for commercial equipment. Inside, stainless cabinets, sinks, refrigeration, cooking equipment, shelving, and worktops were moved into exact positions. Licensed specialists connected the plumbing, electrical power, gas supply, drainage, and ventilation while keeping the narrow aisle clear for fast service. Every appliance was leveled, anchored, pressure tested, powered on, and checked under working conditions. The compact bus interior now functioned as a complete commercial kitchen rather than a temporary shelter. Warm wood panels, organized storage, utensils, menu displays, service lighting, countertop supplies, and the Carter's Road kitchen sign gave the new business its finished character and public identity. The final canopy panels were lifted, connected, illuminated, and locked safely above the service windows, opening the kitchen toward its future customers. One family gained a safe home. One old bus became a working future. Mega Rebuild completed both missions.
After months of rebuilding, Mega returned to give the Carter family the safe home they had waited for. For the first time in years, the Carter family held the key to a home that was truly theirs.
The cramped bus was behind them. This warm, open room would now hold meals, laughter, and family memories. Daniel and Sarah finally had a quiet room where hardship would no longer surround down their children every night. Emily, Noah, and Lily now had beds, books, and a place where their futures could begin to grow. Privacy, clean water, and a safe bathroom became everyday comforts the family had once lived without. The house could not erase their past, but it gave the Carters space to rebuild life together.
Mega transformed their old bus into a mobile kitchen, creating a new path toward lasting independence.
The new kitchen gave the Carters a safe, efficient business they could operate and control for themselves. The bus that once sheltered their hardship now gave the family a dignified path toward independence.
This is a fictional AI-created story. Every character, location, image, and construction scene was created with AI. It shows no real people or events, and it is not a donation request, fundraiser, or charitable campaign.